any version of a bent over barbell row is going to be kind of advanced. So I expect that if you guys are watching this video, you have been kind of training for a while, you have good control of your core and hinging. All these things are going to come into play for this bent over row variation called a Pendlay Row. It's named after a guy. Don't know anything about him, I'm going to be honest with you. But for a normal bent over row, guys, all you're doing is hinging and rowing here. The difference with the Pendlay is that each rep, you are returning the weight to the floor, coming from that dead stop position to full tension, trying to be explosive with these reps. Now, something I want to point out at the beginning of this video, I normally don't do this with anything smaller than your standard 18-inch Olympic plate. Now, whether that is like a bumper plate, 25, or a 10 that raises the bar a little bit higher off the ground than a normal plate. So, for example, these that I have on here, these are 25s, but they're a little bit bigger than your normal 25, so you can see it sits up a little bit higher. The reason is that hinge position that we sit in to do these is going to be crucial to maintaining good back position and just keeping that tension here. When the plates get too small and you get too low to the floor, it's just harder to maintain the right back position. And so I'm using these, which aren't as big as I would like them to be, but they're a little bit bigger than those other 25s. And I don't feel like doing heavyweight for the video. And I can do what I want. So, standing behind our bar, I've taught you guys already the kind of the tensioning of the core, right? So getting that breath, tightening down here, hinging my hips back so the tension's loaded into my hamstrings here. From this position, getting a nice comfortable width grip on my bar. Again, maybe resetting my breath and my core tension here. And then what am I doing? I'm being explosive off the floor, coming up, back down to the floor. Up, back down to the floor. Now, you guys, depending on your programming, you might not be holding at the top like I am. This may be more of a up and down. But either way, your focus is just that explosiveness. You're at zero tension, boom, tension. That puts a lot of strain on the muscles that are lifting that weight. It helps you build them bigger. The only other thing that I'll point out, guys, is just that with all rows, we're always focusing on pulling with our elbows, not with our hands. When you think about pulling with your hands, you're going to overuse your biceps. So we're thinking about driving the elbows. Think punch the ceiling with your elbows on each rep. One more time. When I get to the top there, I'm squeezing my elbows back and feeling that tension all through here. That is a barbell Pendlay row.